Good morning.
Through Crossing Radio.
Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Good
It's
morning.
like I'm stuck. It's like a curse,
That's right.
and I can't escape it.
That's right.
It's like deja vu. It's me,
That's
Zeus.
right.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming, how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. And algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I'm in it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Yes.
Call me the master with a new whip.
Hey.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
You should be.
I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That
Yes.
shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. Cause we feeling like a soldier. It's like deja vu.
Let's go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the man. They say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you. I get it for myself. So many places to be. I got plenty. Act like you been here before. We start trending. Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy.
Let's go.
Rockstar life ends like a movie. Hollywood, Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like a Wayne Epps. It's a conspiracy how I keep on getting checks. This money keep on falling like it's dominoes. Special delivery and I got a lot to blow. I'm feeling like I've been here before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm stuck in time. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can escape this shrine. It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Good morning. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. Once again, it is I'm back in the flesh, raw, Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And you know what it is. Why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's very simple. It is because I am the most honest person out here on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. Listen, I've been searching high and low, and I just haven't found anyone. So that's the first thing. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most humble person. Good morning, all of you. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. What? I ate the last bit of food in the refrigerator that you left for yourself. I ate that? I am so sorry I did that. Maybe I should go buy you something. That's how humble I am. And the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most handsome. Thank you. Nobody more handsome than me. Listen, many are called, but only a few are chosen. And ladies and gentlemen, I am the chosen one. Now, where are my manners? I got a full disclosure. I like to be very transparent with all of you because what I do over here on this side of town is way different than what a lot of people are out there doing. over here on this side of town, we are very critical of our friends on the right, especially their fearless leader, this guy right above me, Donald J. Trump. And the reason that we got to do this is because there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of shame going on in the Republican Party right now. Yesterday, you could hear them shouting it all over Congress, right? Yeah, lots of shame. Don't boo me. Would you rather me lie? They are handing out shame left and right. I know, order. They are handing out shame left and right in the Republican Party, and it is up to folks like me to make sure we bring this front and center so that the American people make the best choice they can when they go and vote. Okay, so what we don't tolerate over here, ladies and gentlemen, is all forms of lies and misinformation. Okay, if you are a person that cannot stand the truth, okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to exit stage left, okay? Because you can leave. Leave this live right now if you don't like the truth, because I don't want you to be in a space that makes you feel uncomfortable, okay? This is your last chance, okay? You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Retreat. If you're not happy, you can leave. No one's forcing you to be here. And if what we're saying to you gets you upset, I think that means that's what the truth is doing to you. See, you cannot run from the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what these old folks used to tell me. You know what happens when you try to run from the truth? You end up getting smacked with the truth, okay? And that's what goes down over here. Listen, I'm doing it out of an act of love. Listen, a lot of people go, Zeus is a Democrat operative. No, I'm not. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen, because I know what you all came here to hear. More truth, because you and we all know the truth will set you free. Okay, what do I want to start today? Oh, let's start here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jack Smith a round of applause. Yeah, now I know the Republican Party, there are a lot of hand puppets of Donald Trump in there. You're right, Dave Wilson. And by the way, Dave Wilson, how's that Lake Merritt water treating you, pal? I told you to quit drinking it. It's not good for you, okay? Quit drinking that nasty Lake Merritt water. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the first topic of the day. Special counsel, you know him, Jack Smith.
Jack Smith.
That guy.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Smith has... Good morning, brother Swervin'. So nice to see you. Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen, and his team, they have handed over a lot of discovery materials to Donald Trump's attorneys. And there's two things. One, you got to make sure you're watching Donald Trump's Truth Social right now, because you're going to, based on how he's over there reacting, you're going to understand how serious this is. Okay, according to Wednesday's filings, the materials handed over to Trump's team consist of documents and evidence. You have a lot of people out here on TikTok still debating whether or not Jack Smith has a strong enough case. or whether or not Trump can get this thing dismissed. I have breaking news for all of you out there that are still confused about this. This case will not get dismissed. Jack Smith is coming to seal the deal. Name one person that plays like this. You don't play like this with the DOJ, okay? What is the evidence? We have documents. We have tapes. We have grand jury testimony, including Walt Nauda's testimony, who's also his co-defendant. Reproduction of key documents, photographs deemed to be pertinent to the case, complete copies of closed-circuit television footage obtained by the government, as well as Donald Trump's infamous interviews that he's been giving all over the news where he's admitting to these crimes. Is the evidence strong enough? Please stop saying, please stop asking that. The evidence is very strong. It's the strongest amount of evidence that one can have to deal with. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to actually really go for the Trump supporters. What Trump's attorneys have to do is, now that they know what Jack Smith is coming with, right? Jack Smith didn't hold nothing back. He said, listen, I got all of this evidence, too much to carry. I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to ask you to defend Donald Trump with all of this evidence. And listen, I'm here to watch it, because when Donald Trump got on Fox and admitted that he committed obstruction, what's the defense? Don't boo me! Order! Would you rather me lie to you? What's he gonna say about those boxes in the bathroom? What's he gonna say about that tape where he was heard talking about he had classified documents? What's he gonna say about all these interviews? And guarantee you, everybody is going to be listening intently, and they're going to be definitely going, is what he's saying believable or not? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jack Smith another round of applause, because thank you, April. We know that the work of Jack Smith is the work that is a thankless job that most Americans will not appreciate, especially the Trump supporters. They won't appreciate Jack Smith until Trump is convicted and all the evidence comes out and they find out just how much he put America at danger. Then they're going to go, oh, Zeus, you were right. April, you were right. Swervin, you were all right. We apologize. Jack Smith did save the United States of America. Okay, now let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you still think Hunter Biden is guilty? How many of you still think he's guilty? I don't know why you always boo me when all I'm doing is telling you nothing but the truth. That's why I said they call me Triple H. The first H is the most important. It's because I am the most honest. Listen, I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. And there's no lies that I've told you just yet. How did we get here? It's because my friends on the right, they refused to tell the truth, and they forced me. Yes, they pretty much forced me to have to get out here on TikTok and tell all of you the truth. It's not because I wanted to. You all forced this, okay? And so now you got to live with the consequences of your action. And I love facts. You all know this. If there's one thing that I love, and I love a lot of, it's facts, okay? Like I said, the truth will set you free. Now, let's talk about some more facts. Hunter Biden recently scored big, and he took a plea deal, and I wouldn't actually say he scored big, right? Maybe he scored big in his baby mama court case, but in this case in particular, I think the DOJ, if there is a such thing as a witch hunt, I hate conspiracy, so this is for educational purposes only. If there was ever a such thing as a witch hunt, I do believe out of all people in the world, in the United States, Hunter Biden probably would be the biggest victim of one, right? And the reason I say that is because this bit right here, Hunter Biden's lawyer divulges alarming details about role infamous laptop played in the criminal case. He cannot recall. Cut it out, poker dad. Cut it out. Christopher Clark, the lead attorney for Hunter Biden, revealed Tuesday, get this, that he was never asked, no, I can't do the TikTok battle. He was never asked about the infamous Hunter Biden laptop as part of the criminal investigation. Don't boo me. Cut it out. Don't boo me. He goes on to say, ladies and gentlemen, I can't recall being asked about it, to be honest with you. But there's nothing about the situation that's being filed that has nothing to do with the laptop. He goes, I don't know why they didn't ask me. You would have to ask the prosecutors. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a bombshell revelation, right? Once again, we have more proof that this whole thing about Hunter Biden's laptop had nothing to do with all of the conspiracies and the alleged crimes that I've been hearing my friends on the right talk about for what, the last 7+ years? Cut it out! Kikwa, thank you so much. Hear ye! Hold on. Hear ye! Hear ye! I hereby order in this kingdom that we no longer bring up Hunter Biden's laptop ever again. It has once again been found to be all misinformation. They always think they're going to find some dirt on President Biden and Hunter Biden, but they keep coming up short. And day in and day out, I have to keep reminding them, you're only chasing your tail, okay, folks? Cut it out. Now let's get into my next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I got a little more time before I have to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get into the box. Now, what this topic is about is how my friends on the right, they love to spread misinformation with the only objective of bringing President Biden's poll numbers down. Now, what's going on is there's been multiple studies about disinformation, and what they're finding is that people who are in many cases affiliated with some of this disinformation tend to subscribe to a lot of conspiracies out there that, you know what? I felt like I wanted to bring this front and center to all of you to make sure we all are on the same page about any of these conspiracies. So let's start here. The Party of Ideas, which is what they used to call the old Republican Party. I know I still have some folks in here who call themselves Republicans, right? And they still are holding out hope that maybe one day, with the wave of a magic wand, that the Republican Party can go back to being the party of ideas that it has now abandoned. But here's the thing. And they often reference Ronald Reagan when they talk about this. Here's the thing. That same party, ladies and gentlemen, has now been replaced with pure lies. Lies like these. Like these, right? The 2020 election was stolen. Are there still folks out there that believe that? Are there still people that believe the 2020 election was stolen? How about this? Voter fraud by black people is rampant and must be stopped. Is this still what y'all are believing? How about that next one? Climate change isn't caused by fossil fuels. Good morning, Yazzie. There's more, ladies and gentlemen. How about this? Gays and lesbians and trans people want to convert your kids. Are y'all still believing this stuff? Okay, if you are, thank you for coming to today's show because I want to make sure you know this. Every single one of these bullet points that I'm talking about, it's all lies. This is all right-wing conspiracies. Okay, this is all fake right here. How about the next one? Public school teachers are part of a union-based communist party. Wow. Uh-oh. Cutting billionaire taxes helped working class people? Do you really think that's true? How about the last one? Teaching American history injures white children. Come on, y'all, cut it out. Don't boo me. Don't boo me. Order. I bring this front and center so that you can see just how ridiculous this stuff sounds, ladies and gentlemen. There's more. How about this? COVID is like the flu, and the vaccine is dangerous. Just think about how that one sounds. It's almost like you're saying right is left, and left is right. And I'm here today to once again shut that down. You gotta cut it out, folks. This is why folks aren't voting for the people you think they should vote for, because the rest of the world, we see this as misinformation. But you're still out there believing it. Cut it out. Look at this. Expanding Medicare or regulating Big Pharma will break our healthcare system. What? How about this next one? Which we all know, especially after watching Durham yesterday, Russia didn't help Trump. How many people out there still think that Russia didn't help Trump? I have news for you. They did. And last, ladies and gentlemen, the media has a liberal bias. How many people really believe this stuff? Shame! Shame on you! Ladies and gentlemen, these are all conspiracies and lies being promoted by our friends on the right. There's a long list of these, and I got them. And I wanted to make sure that I brought this front and center so that when you go out here and you get into these TikTok lives with these fake TikTok hosts, I'm the host, listen to me. You'll know that, hey, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I won't be listening to that because I was over there talking to Zeus and his friends, and they told me that all this is lies and misinformation. Fair enough? Moving on to our next topic. Oh, we are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. You're doing great. I'm surprised. I'm surprised many of you have stuck through all of this truth. This is a lot of truth coming at you at record speed. All right. January 6th rioter yells, Trump won after being sentenced because he assaulted an officer. And the judge went on to say, he'll have 13 years to think about that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the judge as well as the prosecutors a round of applause. This is how ridiculous this stuff is, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Daniel Rodriguez, one of several rioters who stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th, was sentenced to 151 months in prison. About 12 and a half years. In February, he pled guilty to not one, not two, not three, but 4 felony counts, including conspiracy, obstruction of an official proceeding, tampering with documents, and inflicting bodily injury on an officer with a dangerous weapon. And again, you keep hearing them say, they back the blue. They back the blue. More proof they're not backing the blue. And it goes on to say this, ladies and gentlemen. In February, oh, wait a second. The officer was a D.C. police officer, Michael Fanone. Many of you know this guy. He's been all over the news talking. And this is the guy Rodriguez assaulted with a stun gun. Why would you assault an officer with a stun gun? Wow. He was present at sentencing where Rodriguez was handcuffed, one of the longest sentences in the January 6th case. And listen, as he was led out of the court by the U.S. Marshals, he shouted, "Trump won." Cut it out. Hunter Biden's laptop. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, these are the people. Look at what he wrote. I did so much expletive, and got away. Tell you about it later, he wrote, adding, tased the F out of the blue. Hey! Once again, explain this, Trump supporters. Explain tasing the F out of the blue. If that is not me and the rest of the world catching you with your hands in the cookie jar, not only you're not backing the blue, you're attacking the blue. I don't want to hear another thing about BLM, Antifa. I don't want to hear it until you address MAGA. This is MAGA, by the way. MAGA attacking the police officers. Yeah. Shame on you. All right, now we've got to the last topic of the show. You know, I like to bring up these situations where my friends on the right are getting caught in the act, right? How many of you like it when we catch them in the act doing the exact same things they like to, accuse the Democrats, the quote Biden regime of doing, right? Donald Trump likes to go around saying election interference, right? It's election interference. Well, I would love to get some perspective on this, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, hey! This might apply to you. You might know about this. So I'm going through the news, and this comes up. People reach out to me, Zeus. Look at this. Look at this election interference, Zeus. I looked at it, and what do you know? Republicans have been caught once again plain dirty, and this is what I like to call election interference. 6 people have been accused of forging signatures of unalived people to get a Republican candidate on the ballot in Colorado. Shame. I told you. Lots of shame. Got a lot of shame today. This is a lot of shame. If you are a Trump supporter or a member of the Republican Party, you got a lot of explaining to do. Because see, if you're still in this corrupt situation and you out there saying, I'm holding out hope, Zeus, I don't know about you. 6 people have been accused. Like I said, 6 people have been accused of forging ballot signatures using the names of dead people. Officials say the people worked for a company that circulated a petition to get a Republican candidate on the ballot, according to court documents. Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold said her office rejected an unprecedented number of signatures. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give these folks what they deserve. Which is, I want to boo them. I really do. But you know what I'm going to start doing? Every time we catch them, we're going to have to flush the toilet. Get them out of here! All right. We've reached that point in the line, ladies and gentlemen, where we must now hear from our favorite guest. But before we do, I want to remind everyone, you know what time it is.
Jack Smith.
I'm going to open up these boxes, and you know the rules. Come in, tell the truth. We got 3 minutes, and please tell the truth. Don't get in here and start lying, okay? Because if you do, I'm gonna be like this. Please stop, okay? I gotta stop you right there because we can't get the live shut down. Fair enough.
Jack Smith. He's a trumpeter. His wife's a trumpeter. His family's a trumpeter. They all hate Trump. They They'll do anything they can. He's deranged. He's a harasser and abuser.
Yeah.
And he's a big trumpeter. Openly, he's a trumpeter. And his wife is even more of a trumpeter. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. Jack Smith.
Get him,
He's a
Jack.
trumpeter. His wife's a trumpeter. His family is a trumpeter. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. He's deranged. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. They also do something where they put documents all over the books and it's official.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I love it. All right, let's bring up our first guest, Nutty Professor. Let's bring up our first guest. Good morning, Nutty Professor.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just another day in the neighborhood, out here telling the truth and holding Donald Trump and the Trump supporters accountable. How are you?
Hey, same, my friend, same. So I want to get back to Mr. Hunter Biden.
Oh,
So,
Hunter.
can we now that he has pled guilty,
Right.
now that the case is finished, it's done, it's kaput. All right.
Right.
Now that he's actually taking care of his baby mama,
Right.
can we stop saying his name? Because I'm tired of hearing about Hunter, and I'm tired of talking about him. Can we just
Right.
stop?
Me too.
So here's what's interesting, because they're saying how weak and how privileged he was with the plea deal, but yet, can anyone remember the name Roger Stone? What Hunter Biden pled guilty to and what Roger Stone did? Roger Stone had zero accountability. Zero.
You hear that,
Hunter-
Trump supporters? You hear that?
Hunter paid restitution and will be getting probation.
Wow. And I would argue Hunter Biden has been the victim of a witch hunt.
Well, absolutely, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Had you and I did the exact same thing Hunter
Right.
Biden did, we wouldn't have been prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
Nope, not at all. He paid that money back he paid the taxes and they still prosecuted him.
Absolutely.
It was a witch hunt. It was a political hit job. And the Trump supporters are radio silent.
And the fact that he has been held to account,
I'm just kidding.
isn't that exactly what we've been screaming? Just hold people accountable.
Right. Where's
So-
the outrage?
The outrage is because there was nothing on the laptop. That's number one. They really thought something was coming down the pipeline with Hunter's laptop,
Mm-hmm.
and when that didn't materialize, they're all up in their feels right now. So, if you
Yeah.
believe in law and order
Which
and
we
our
do.
justice system,
We
You
do.
have
They
to-
don't. They don't believe in law and order. They don't
well,
back the book.
I'm actually talking to them. If you believe in law and order and our justice system, you have to accept what the prosecutor has done.
Right.
According to the prosecutor and the judge and everyone else,
Right.
he has been held accountable.
Overly
The-
held accountable.
Well, yeah, and the evidence that they had against him wasn't enough to charge him with anything worse than what they charged him with.
Exactly. So what was
So-
this all about then, in your opinion, Nutty Professor?
This was all
Why
about
were
his,
they all over Hunter Biden, a private citizen?
well, that was because his last name was Biden,
Oh, shame!
and they were coming after. This has nothing to do with Hunter. Has everything to do with Joe.
Wow. Low down. That's low down.
Has everything to do with Joe. Anything to come after the president. And what's
Jesus.
the worst thing one can do
What's that?
to come after a person is to go after their children.
Oh, wait a second. Aren't they the party of protecting the kids?
So they say.
Wow.
But every time you hear somebody
Wow.
saying, they're always Republicans.
Wow.
Every time, just look in the last 2 days in the news and look up any SA cases, all right? And then go find out what their party affiliation is.
Mm-hmm.
Those who scream the loudest are the guilty ones.
Do we have, I think it's time to start bringing some scripture to these evangelicals out here, Nutty. Do you have any scriptures you could share with them about their hypocrisy?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the basic that they already know, but they don't care to know about.
Mm-hmm.
First
What's
of
that?
all, he who is without sin, let him cast the first stone.
Woo!
Secondly, judge
Yeah.
not, lest ye be judged. Thirdly, thirdly, as a so-called Christian,
Mm-hmm.
what happened to the part where the Bible tells you to love your neighbor, feed the hungry,
Oh.
clothe the naked,
Oh.
welcome the immigrant?
Oh.
But of all these things, what is the biggest commandment of all?
Tell them, Nutty.
Love.
Hmm.
But you're out here hating on people because they look different than you,
Amen.
because they have a different lifestyle than you. Instead of
Exactly.
showing them the love of Jesus Christ,
Oh.
you're condemning people to hell
Mm-hmm.
when
Well,
you're going to go to hell because you're doing exactly what the Bible teaches against.
fact. Well,
You have no heaven or hell to put anybody into. So leave trans people alone.
fact.
Leave the LGBTQ people alone.
Mm-hmm.
Leave black people alone. Leave brown people alone. Leave indigenous people alone. But most of all, why don't you just mind your own doggone business? So, with that being said, if you are truly a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
you should go to your prayer room and pray for whomever in private
Mm-hmm.
and leave people the HE double hockey stick alone. I mean, it is that simple. It is that simple.
Yeah.
Leave people alone. Let people, and if you don't feel like they're doing the right thing, the Bible commands you to pray.
Thank you.
That's it. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they ask for your opinion, then you
Yeah.
can give them your opinion. Don't say wrong, Nutty. No, I'm not wrong.
He ain't
I'm not
wrong.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If they ask for your opinion, then give them your opinion.
Exactly.
But until they ask, keep your nose where it belongs, which is on your face.
Oh!
So, I love you MAGAs. I love you Red Hats. I just can't tolerate you.
Thank you. That's why we do this, though, because we understand that somebody got to do it. And you know what? We are the ones that are willing to do this work so that you get on the right side of history and don't go down in as Nutty said, HE double hockey sticks.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes.
I'm going to end this before I hear the buzzer, so Swervin won't get in here talking smack,
Uh-oh.
or Greg won't get in here talking smack. But I'm going to end it because I haven't heard Anthony on here in a while. I'm going to end it, and I'm going to give a shout out to Anthony or Itchy Banks.
Itchy Banks.
Nutty. Oh my gosh. See, I'm going crazy. MAGA is the modern day Confederacy. Treat them as such. I yield back the balance of my time.
Wow. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nutty Professor a round of applause. Did somebody unblock Snuggles. If you did, please unblock him. He's one of the rare people that gets an exception in the kingdom. He's good in the comments getting subjected to this truth. I don't know if you can or not, but please unblock him. Snuggles, please cut it out. Quit bothering my moderators. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, full disclosure. I do these lives. I don't mind the feedback. I don't mind the criticism. I'm Triple H. Nothing you say really hurts me, okay? But please be kind to my moderators. Now, if this kind of content early in the morning grinds your gears, if it grinds your gears, you are free to leave. You don't have to listen to me. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Right.
if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
Right.
very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
That's right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go. All right. Now let's bring up our next panelist. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because what we do over here is we want to hear the truth wherever it lives. All right. Poetivity, good morning.
What? I didn't request. That's so weird.
What was that?
I didn't request. That's
Oh.
so weird.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know how I got up here. But I'm glad to be up here. I mean, but yeah. So what's the topic today? Hunter Biden.
We're just talking about, the same typical things. Hunter Biden's laptop, blase, blah, But is there anything in particular that you wanted to address?
Well, yeah, I'm really mad about Adam Schiff. I'm really mad what they did to him. I mean, he's one of the congressmen, one of the House members. He's been a champion for justice,
Right.
and a champion for truth, and a champion for holding accountable a president who just abused his power on the daily.
Right.
And they censured him yesterday, and it just shows how corrupt the Republican side of the House is. They are absolutely the most corrupt Congress we've ever had. And I think they should all be, I don't know how we hold them accountable. Like, it doesn't seem like there's enough checks and balances when they get away with this bullshit.
Oh, keep it clean now. Keep it clean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you think that maybe Adam Schiff was also the victim of a witch hunt?
Oh, he was totally the victim of a witch hunt, and everything they're doing is witch hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, they never find any crime. They investigated Hillary for 5 years and couldn't come up with one charge against her. And it's just a game they play, and it's so stupid. Like, why do we have politicians who are not trying to make American lives better? Instead, they're just trying to hold on to power so hard that they're like casting stones at people who are trying to make American lives better. It's infuriating.
Yeah. I'm glad that you pointed this out today, because what they did to poor Adam Schiff should be a crime. Here
It
we
should
have
be a crime.
we have someone who truly cares about our country investigating probably one of the most corrupt presidents in American history. Okay, and this is the thanks they give him.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I mean, and it's not like they drummed up false charges,
No.
or held him accountable for things that nobody's held accountable for. He did actual terrible things, like he tried to, get Zelensky to help him dig up dirt or manufacture dirt on Joe Biden. I mean, he's done actual terrible things, and they don't want him held accountable at all. And now they're holding accountable the guy who held him accountable. Like, that's corruption 101. And
Tell them.
it's all Republican. It's 100% Republican.
Yeah. And when you ask them, have you asked any of your friends on the right why are they funding witch hunts? Have you ever asked them? Because their answers, it's always the same, right? They're going, Biden is corrupt. Hunter Biden's laptop, right? Obama, Hillary Clinton,
It's
Bill
their
Clinton.
media environment. Like the Newsmax the other day had a veteran on, and the guy who was interviewing the veteran was trying to blame Joe Biden for the withdrawal from Afghanistan and the kind of terrible thing that it was. And the guy had actually served in Afghanistan, and he said, we watched this on the daily and through multiple presidencies. And as soon as he said that, the guy from Newsmax, not a reporter because he didn't follow the ethics of journalism at all, starts
Right.
yelling at him and cuts him off, like tells the people, cut him off, drop him. You're not going to blame Trump on my program. Like that's actually what he said. That's not reporting. That's not news. And that's what they're getting. Sorry.
No. It's perfectly fine. You can finish your point though.
Anyway, yeah, they need to research the ethics of journalism. They need to find true sources of news, not propaganda. They need to get away from the propaganda because the propaganda is destroying our country and allowing corruption to roll over us. And it's just got to stop.
Right. I agree. Well, listen, Poetivity, I appreciate you coming in and telling the truth to these Trump supporters. Okay. But I got to bring up our next guest. Fair enough? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Poetivity a round of applause. This is what this is all about. Making sure these folks out here know we are onto what they're talking about, their lies and shenanigans and misinformation. All right. Let's bring up our next panelist. Ooh, we have somebody I've never seen before, so this should be exciting. I always want to talk to some of the people I've never met. It makes the show more interesting. Brown Sunday, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I am all right. This is our first time doing business. Is that correct?
I believe so.
All right. Well, listen, I got to give you the same treatment I give everybody who's new to the show so that we all can know where you stand on issues that are of utmost importance to the kingdom. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. My first question that I'm going to ask you, and there's three of them depending on how you answer. The first question is, in your opinion, do you think the 2020 election was stolen by President Biden?
Absolutely not.
Yeah! Good answer. Next question. All right, this is a little trickier. Do you think President Biden is guilty of any crimes?
I mean, possibly. I'm not gonna, but not to the extent of what the Republicans are attempting to paint him as. But I could see him being in violation of a couple. Not as.
I'm going to have to ask her. Oh, wait a second. They're saying that they can't hear you. Maybe you have to mute and then unmute. I still see the mute button is on. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear him now? Please. I did not mute him. I don't mute. Come on, you all know that. Can you hear him now? Okay, they can hear
you hear
you.
me now?
Now my question was, do you think President Biden is guilty of any crimes? And what was your answer?
I put it this way. As of now, there's nothing tangible, so I'll say no as of now.
Oh, okay. My last question, because I'm glad you cleaned that up a little bit, but let's go on to one more question. Let me see. What do I want to ask you? Oh, okay. Do you believe in taking allegiance to the United States Constitution or to a person?
Negative. No, I think nationalism is a disease
Wait.
that.
No, which one is it, to a person or the Constitution?
I mean, it's kind of a tricky question because if you have blind allegiance to your nation, that's becomes extreme nationalism, which we've seen time and time again become extremely toxic. If you go allegiance to a person, then that also can become extremist cult like,
Is
fashion. So there should not be a blind allegiance to just any type of. In my opinion, it should be just y- it's I would if I had to pick. Let's say if I had to pick, I'd say the Constitution, but
Mhm.
I still think the Constitution still has a lot of things that need to be fixed with it. It's not a
Okay,
perfect
thank you.
document.
Thank you. All right. I see. I think I got an idea of where you stand. I still have my concerns, but I appreciate you giving us your honest position on things. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. So what do you got for us? We've been talking about a lot.
Yeah. Well, um, I'll, I've really started. I'm about 35 years old, and we kind of see the decay of our national politics play out, and it for me, it feels like it really started back um, when Obama became president. Is when the decay of decency, the decay of the Republican Party and the majority of the Republican Party started actually happening under when Obama became president due to the national, like literally, I can remember till this day when he was voted into office on
Good morning.
Twitter, Facebook, the amount of racist rhetoric that was just like
And that racist rhetoric, right? Did it start with maybe Donald Trump going Barack
this was before.
Hussein
Oh
Obama?
yeah.
Do you think that had something to do with
Oh
it?
yeah, he questioned his birth certificate, he questioned his nationality. That was also a part of that racist, rhetoric that fuel. They called him a Muslim, even though he denied being a Muslim. McCain corrected that on the live debate. No,
I,
swear he's
I
not.
I I didn't pay you to come in the box and say this stuff, did
Oh
I?
hell no, no.
No.
And by the
Just
way, I'm a first generation immigrant. My parents migrated over here
mm.
uh, about 35 years ago. So I
Oh.
live down the dirty South, Memphis, Tennessee. I
Oh,
am.
shout out Memphis. You're,
Unfortunately,
you're
things
being
down
very
here are
honest, and
very
I got to
black
give it
and
to you.
white, and it is very separate, segregated down here, and it is you
What
can
what country would you say your parents are from?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. All right, all right. So
Yeah.
you've came into this country and you've started to see the situation that's going on here from within the United States. Was this different than what you imagined?
I mean, this is all I've known. I'm born and raised here, so this is my
Yeah.
home.
Well, what have your parents said? Are
I
they
mean,
happy
yeah,
you're here?
they've noticed from the time they came the massive difference in
Mm,
the political spectrum, the Islamophobia that they
mm,
have, in especially one side of the political spectrum that pushes this Islamophobic agenda, which allows it to fester and breed in this
mm,
political party, and they don't check their politicians. They allow
mm,
now it's on national TV. These politicians were the fringe. Now that
mm,
fringe has become the mainstream of that party, which is
mm,
terrifying.
mm,
That used to be the little quiet corner that, you would see at these psychotic political rallies holding up signs that kill all Muslims. We need to euthanize all these people and all, etc. Now it's literally the mainstream party, and they have politicians holding position and in the House chambers with the
wow,
gavel. It is
wow.
beyond me how the politics has gotten. I blame the Democrats honestly because they didn't do the due diligence and check these psychos while they were spewing this rhetoric instead of going harder on them and checking this rhetoric. They kind of they're like, all right, we're going to be the better people and keep our heads clean instead of getting dirty and challenging some of this rhetoric, which they should
Ah,
have challenged.
Crown Sunday. I gotta ask. You think the Democrats could stop all of these folks on the right?
No, they could
Oh,
not stop all of it, but they definitely had more opportunities to make these fools look even dumber than they are. And
Can I get an
challenging
example real
publicly.
quickly about? Give me a good example of an opportunity the Democrats had, and
For
then we.
example, for example, I'm a very adamant Jon Stewart. I love Jon Stewart. I
Mhm.
love the type of, especially now if you watch him, the type of interviews that he does. He
Mhm.
takes his guests to task. He doesn't give them softball questions. He doesn't
Mm.
pussyfoot around when they come on. He actually asks them and confronts them with
Mm.
absolute facts and challenges their beliefs and their
Mm.
racist narratives and their rhetoric, and you can see them crumbling live on their interview. You can just see them just falling apart, and it doesn't take much to do it. But a lot of these, MSNBC, CNN, when these politicians get on there and just spew their nonsense, they just give them softball interviews. They're not really like
Mm.
the level of discourse that we're having isn't more genuine. It's more just kind of allowing a lot of these people just to say whatever they want unchecked, and it's
Mm.
obviously we see
Well,
what has happened now.
well,
It's gotten
well,
to the point where Trump can say whatever he wants, and
well.
you got punitive damage.
Yeah,
It's
well,
crazy.
listen, Brown Sunday, I got to wrap it up and move on to our next guest, but I want you to
I'm
understand
kidding.
one thing over here. Over here on this side of town, we don't let the Republicans get away with a thing. We hold them accountable every single day. So I want you to be mindful. There are some of us out here, sir, that are doing the exact thing you said needs to be done. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And thank you for coming and tuning in. Okay, I gave you a follow, by the way, because you know what? Even though you're not a Democrat, you got in the box and you told the truth from the way you see it. All right, my brother?
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Brown Sunday, give him a round of applause. Republicans, get your act together. Stop getting folks upset out here. Thank you, Heaven. All right, moving on to our next panelist. Oh my gosh. We have a great lineup. Let's do it right here. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Takesha. You have me bad for sale. Takesha, are you there? I pulled you up. I guess it didn't go through. Maybe the TikTok God said, you know what, you've been too funny. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate those Zeus hands. Let's see. Maybe it works now. There she is. The beautiful Takesha.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little better. Just trying to get my voice back from all that coughing.
Oh, yes. Well, you sound better, okay? Listen, your fans are here. They're happy to hear and see you. And it sounds like, little R&R is helping out.
It is. It really is. It is.
Mm.
Listen, the
Mhm.
Republicans are mad at Adam Schiff
Oh.
because he walked Durham
Mm.
like a poodle
Mm.
through a pack of hungry pit bulls. Zeus, he walked him, and they
Yeah.
got mad because, see, they were hollering on what the Durham report proved when
Right.
it didn't prove what they said it proved. And now on live TV, it came out that it didn't prove it when Durham said himself that Russia interfered in the election.
Bam!
After that, they said Schiff got to go.
What a nasty political hit job they did. Wow.
Listen, the Republicans are modern day Pharisees.
Oh!
And I started to take my church handkerchief and throw it at Nerdy when he gave us that good sermon this morning. Because these Christians on that side, they don't know what the Bible say. They just go by what they say.
Oh, Lord. They don't read the Bible?
They couldn't pull up a scripture. Ask them a scripture. Ask them to tell you a scripture, and they wouldn't know what scripture means.
What scripture could they use to justify the way they're treating people and pledging their unwavering loyalty to Donald Trump?
Guess what they use? Because they don't read it right. An eye for an eye.
Oh.
But they left off the part where Jesus said that's what they said, but I say Come on in there now.
Come on.
Love one another.
Oh,
Okay?
love one
And they
another.
that's the point they missing is love.
You got to love.
They don't have love for one another.
What they got? Hate?
They hate. They modern day Pharisees. They call out everybody else wrong. They hide their own, and it's just getting ridiculous.
No lies have been told, Sister Takesha. Keep it. Listen, did I ask you to come on to here and share this truth like that, or is this in you?
It's all in me. Listen. I say this. Lindsay be crying. Lindsay be crying. Jim Jones be lying. Marjorie and Bobert. They just confused, and the MAGAs are being abused, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it.
Used and abused.
They don't know it.
They too old for this. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, T Drinker? They're too old for this, right? They get up in here and they still keep trying to say that the Democrats are ruining the country, the Biden regime, Hunter Biden. And then when we ask them, what about those classified documents in Trump's bathroom? What do they say?
Listen. Those were in there. Those weren't who keeps documents in the bathroom? And Trump's so neat, he wouldn't dare do that. I heard a lady say that, right? So
Right.
I said, well, maybe he used it, because, to use the light, and plus, sitting on the toilet, and the light on, they said light make things look bigger. So maybe he goes in there to make himself feel better about his manhood. I don't know.
He's in there tripping.
He's in there pretending he's bigger than what he is by the light and reading the documents and getting warm. So who knows, Zeus?
Listen, out of your mouth. Listen, out of your mouth. You came and said it. I might believe it, though, because it sounds like anybody that would lie about their crowd size, okay, just to look bigger than Obama, anybody that would do that,
they're in there. He's in there under that light to make it look bigger so he can lie to himself. That Melania, listen, I'm going to say this last thing. They said Melania moved in her own bedroom years ago because every time she woke up, she was in the wrong kind of wet spot.
Oh, Lord! Listen, go ahead, Melania. That's your business. Do what you want to do. I understand.
She was tired of waking up in piss.
I thought he wore a diaper to bed, though.
He tried not to, and she made him start wearing one.
Oh, my God. Listen, Takesha, it is always a pleasure to have you come in here and share that truth and bring some humor with it. That's what we need in the morning,
Absolutely.
All right, well, fair enough. I'm going to have to bring up our next guest, but I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, rest of your day, and hope to see you again.
Thank you, Zeus.
All right.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sister Takesha a round of applause. We still have some of Trump supporters in here that are getting angry. I see them getting muted and stuff. Listen, if this live makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to be here. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S.,
right.
If you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Brother Barry, I think. How are you?
Good morning to you, my brother. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom. Good morning, Brother Anthony. Let me ask you, is this our first time doing business?
Yes.
All right. Well, you know what we do over here on this side of town. We got to ask you some questions so that we can get a feel for where you stand on issues that are utmost importance in this kingdom. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Give it to me.
All right. Listen, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
Hell to the no.
You're doing good. Next question. And this is going to come at you like a curveball. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
Donald Trump. He invited them there.
Good
Donald
one.
Trump said, come to the Capitol, it's going to be wild.
He's passing. No, it was not Nancy Pelosi. Cut it out, Rich. Okay. Last question, and this is a bit of a curveball. All right. In your opinion, do you think President Biden is guilty of any crimes?
Not at all.
Boom! Let me go ahead and give him a round of applause. Welcome, Barry, to the kingdom. What do you have for us today?
Well, my brother, I would like to start by saying thanks for having me up.
You're welcome.
And this country is losing its damn mind. I mean, I
Well,
looked
keep it
at
clean now. Keep it clean.
these Republicans.
Uh-huh.
We're from a party to a cult. And I say
Are
that
they?
to say that we always look at these crazy politicians, Bo Bart, Margie Green Teller, whatever, you
Right.
know. And while these people are off, they come from the deep end. We got to look at the people that elected these people. You know, like, you know, they're not the problem. The people that elected them are the problem. I mean, this country is so rooted in racism that they can't see the forest for the trees. Then they want to project. You know, that's what Donald Trump is good at, projecting. You know, project what he does onto other people. And these people do the same thing. Now you got people calling black people racist when we point out racism. Imagine that.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah. They think that we don't see what it really is, right?
Right.
Like you said, it's the projection, it's the selective outrage, right? I.e., Hunter Biden. We all know that they shouldn't have went after him the way that they did and made him have to plead to this low-level criminal situation where he paid the taxes off. Okay, he didn't pay them, he paid them in
But
full.
that's
Are you there? Brother
right.
Barry.
No, none of them is talking about Donald. Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, it was
Can you
going
hear
in and
me?
out. I don't want to lose you. Are you there?
Hunter Biden,
It's going in and
but
out,
they
Brother
don't.
Barry.
It's Trump's kid.
Lindsay.
I don't understand why. But I was trying. I'm going to go closer to the speaker.
Okay, well, you know.
So
Uh-huh. I'm listening,
I
but
wanted to talk about Trump too.
Your phone is going.
I don't know what's going on with my speaker.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think I got the gist of what you were saying, all right? And maybe, when you get your phone thing worked out, you can come back in the box and have another, thank you, little Hawk. Maybe when you come in the box, you can have, we'll check in again. But until then, my brother, we're going to move it along into our next guest. Fair enough? And I'm giving you all right, I gave you a follow just to make sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Barry a round of applause who was telling the truth. But somehow that internet signal went down a little bit and we couldn't get it out. But he got on the topic the way I expected him. Holding the Republicans accountable. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next panelist, Brother Godfather. Welcome back to the kingdom. XYF Center. Is that what you call yourself now?
What's up, Zeus?
What's
I
up?
have a couple of different ones, but how's everything with you today?
Everything's going just fine. Another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs, right? We got to continue to hold MAGA and the folks on the right accountable. Okay, this is what we do. How about you?
I'm doing well.
All right.
I think this whole Hunter Biden thing is gonna backfire on the Republicans
Oh,
because I think more Americans are gonna see that it's an attack on their family.
right.
Because everybody has somebody in their life that might have had some type of an addiction or somebody that's been in trouble and
Hmm.
everything. And going after Biden as a loving father that is looking out for their kid is
Right.
absolutely ridiculous. And I think the fact that what came out of this was, small stuff that if it wasn't for who he is, he wouldn't have had any charges.
Right. Yeah.
And for all these people that are talking about the gun charge or the pew pew charge being a felony,
Right.
how many people that are pew pew owners right now, if they showed up at your house tomorrow, might have a problem with it?
Mm. Mm.
Because how many gun pew pew owners have drugs in their house or might have stuff around?
Oh,
If
I
they
know
showed
they
up
do. You
at
know
your
they
house
do.
tomorrow, would you want to be held accountable the way that they were going after Hunter Biden for it? I doubt it. I doubt it.
You know they got that stuff on them because look at the type of crimes they keep getting caught committing. Only someone that's out of their rabbit mind on some stuff would be doing half of this stuff.
I think it's funny that the people that are always talking about gun rights are like against Biden for this now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a double standard. Like you're freaking out because he had a weapon,
Right.
but
Annie.
you're not standing up and defending his right to have
Yeah. They
It,
just want to see Hunter Biden in jail. They just want to see President Biden in jail. They don't care why.
and another thing is that you don't in the past people don't go after people's children.
No.
And Americans are going to see this as an attack against their family.
Right.
Presidents in the past didn't go into families. They didn't go into backgrounds. Biden and the Democrats had the House the first 2 years. You didn't see them go into Ivanka, into Jared Kushner,
Nope.
into all these people and try
No.
to go after their families and
And
try
they
to go
should
after
have.
their kids.
And they had a reason to go after Jared Kushner. They had about 2 billion reasons to go after Jared Kushner.
Yeah, and they could have went after Ivanka for getting all those patents filed as soon as Trump became president.
And were those patents in China?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So they could have said that there was some type of a deal that was going on that allowed her to get those patents really quickly.
Right.
They didn't go looking. So I'm just saying. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that I think is going to wind up backfiring on them.
Mm.
Republican Party ran on and get all this stuff done. They help American families, and all there is a bunch of BS investigations that are turning up nothing.
Right.
And McCarthy said they did this with Hillary Clinton when Hillary Clinton ran, that they dropped all that information knowing that it was nothing just to hurt her in the polls. They're doing the thing to Biden.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna clear that up before the election. Trump is making himself look like a piece of crap, so not gonna help him in the long run.
Not at all.
The Republicans not turning away from Trump is gonna ensure an easy victory.
I completely agree.
Just keep getting the truth out there.
Will do.
No, and be in a good place.
All right. Well, listen, brother, I appreciated your signal to starting to kind of go in and out. And I'm thinking you might be, you might need to get out of here while you can. But listen, it's always a pleasure, my brother, to have you come in here and testify and tell the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Much love, man. Bye-bye.
Much love to you. Let's give Godfather a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, there's been a lot of nastiness in the comment section. Okay, they're getting in the comments and they're getting upset with Zeus. And you know the rules. If there's too much hate on Hunter Biden and President Biden, I'm gonna have to remind you why they are the great. Well, why President Biden is going to be one of the best presidents in American history, in modern day history. Let me read to you some of President Biden's accomplishments once again. If you don't want me to read it, stop putting those nasty things in the comment section. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We got receipts. First things first, he passed the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. He helped to get more than 500 million life-saving COVID-19 vaccines in the arms of Americans through the American Rescue Plan. Stopped a 30-year streak of federal inaction on gun violence. $369 billion investment in climate change? Wow! Ended the longest war in American history by pulling the troops out of Afghanistan. Go ahead and give him a clap. Provided $10,000 to $20,000 in college debt relief to Americans with loans. Student loans. Cut childhood poverty in half through the American Rescue Plan. Achieved historically low unemployment rates after the pandemic caused them to skyrocket. Strengthened. Let me do that again. Strengthened the NATO alliance in support of Ukraine after the Russian invasion by endorsing the inclusion of world military powers Sweden and Finland. Held Vladimir Putin accountable for his invasion of Ukraine by imposing stiff economic sanctions. Did you say jobs? Did you say jobs? How about this? Created more jobs in 1 year, 6.6 million, than any other president in U.S. history. Now there's more. There's more. But if they keep being mean, I'm going to stop there. But if they keep being mean in the comment section, I will keep reading. What was that, Poker Dad? How is the small business doing right now? They're doing great, Poker Dad. Didn't you hear what I said? Cut it out. Vote blue, ladies and gentlemen. There's several reasons for why you should vote blue, okay? They're out here crying about their businesses are suffering. You know the rules. It's time to change up the way you've been doing business. You can't, listen, you got these folks out here, they're using old business models and they're trying to compete in the 2023 market. You got to go change the format of your business. You got to figure out how to be relevant again. Don't blame President Biden for that. You need to go back in your office, get your staff together. If you got managers, bring them together and say, what are we doing? The competition is outworking us. They're out hustling us. What do we got to do? Okay. And your answer shouldn't be, we got to go vote for Donald Trump another 4 years. Come on, folks, cut it out. Out here with these outdated business models. That's like you're trying to sell me a 1972 Ford Pinto in 2023. It's not going to work. The problem is that the president, maybe you need to start selling better vehicles. They don't like me because I'm telling the truth. Well, I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, like they say, only the strong survive. All right, let's bring up some more guests before we get up out of here. I like to bring up people, I haven't heard from in a while. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, who is this? How do you say your name? Good morning.
Penn.
Penn. All right. Good morning, brother Penn. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. Fair, just another day in the kingdom. Is this our first time doing business together?
It is. It is. What a pleasure. What a
Oh,
pleasure, man.
okay. Yeah, it is a pleasure, but I gotta ask you some questions that are of utmost importance in this kingdom. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I gotta do it because I gotta know where you stand on issues that are important, and these issues are very divisive over here. Okay, so your answer, depending on how you answer, it could change the way this conversation goes. But I'm gonna have to ask anyway. First question: in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen?
No, it was not stolen.
Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause. Next question. Do you think Donald J. Trump is innocent of all crimes?
No, sir.
Good answer.
No. No, sir.
Last question. Do you think President Biden is guilty of any crimes?
No, sir.
Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Brother Penn to the kingdom. All right, what do you got for us, my good friend?
Just that, a lot of the Republican and Trump statements are just made up.
Oh.
They're just trying to get your goat. They just, they have no proof of anything. They just try to make it up as they go and see what sticks. Here's my synopsis:
Talk to
is that Democrats and the left have a very, very hard time with the truth. They don't know how to convey the truth. Republicans know how to repeat lies.
Oh.
And so those stick.
Oh.
But Democrats never repeat Republican faux pas.
Oh.
Like, for instance, the P tapes from Trump. When he was
This is for
bragging
educational
about.
purposes only.
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying this is for educational purposes only so that, folks don't get it twisted, but please keep going.
No, I was just saying that I lost my train of thought right
You
there.
said
But
the tapes. Get back on topic. Where were you going with those tapes?
That they hide them. They didn't play them enough. When it came out, when the tapes came out, it just seemed like they were buried. And
Would you have
Democrats
watched them? Would you have watched them tapes? Be honest.
I was the audio tapes is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the other tapes you were talking about. The ones you said start with the letter P.
Oh, I just think that a lot of stuff is made up, and that people go by the what's made up more than the truth.
Well, listen. Someone said Putin has those tapes. Maybe that's why they weren't played.
Oh yeah, the PE tapes.
You brought it up.
No, I was talking about the PU tapes. When he was bragging to the reporter about grabbing female parts.
Oh, okay. I got it. You got to clarify that, okay? Because Trump has so much dirt that you got to be very specific about which dirt you're talking about, right?
And the dirt about he's an R-apist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that should be first. All of Europe, all of the other non-USA entities cannot understand how a sexual assault person is even in the mix. It's so racist.
Do you think the Republicans are giving him a pass on all of this?
A pass? They don't care. You can be a convicted whatever and be a Republican as long as you repeat their mantra, then you're on their team. They don't care at all.
Thank you.
I mean, there's no caring. Like I said, they want to make it up as they go. So they just, and then we get trapped into discussing, fantasy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're all into this, minutia of BS. Oh my goodness, we're deciphering BS.
Wow,
You
what a
know,
shame.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like, look, you're showing Hunter Biden, right?
Right. Now we got to wrap this up so I can bring up more guests, but go ahead. Make
I'm
this
just saying,
last point.
Giuliani. It's a Giuliani made up thing, and
Right.
the Republicans just jumped on it. It was made up. It
Wow.
was it's incredible.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get onto the Handsome Liberal show, and he was discussing. He won't put me on this program for some reason, but
Oh, well, you know, I know he is.
but his question was, why was Juneteenth so offensive? And I just wanted to put it out there that it's offensive to some people because, yeah. One last statement. It's offensive because Colin Kaepernick couldn't even kneel down silently.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
So that's all I wanted to say, brother. Have a great, great day.
All right.
Great show. And you have any other questions before I go?
No, that's it. And we're gonna talk again. I've given you a follow. Okay, so I appreciate your honesty and integrity in today's live, and hope to see you again, my brother.
Man, many good thoughts, brother. We'll see you next time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Penn a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box, ladies and gentlemen, and tell the truth. It's like my grandmother used to say to me, tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, let's go to our next panelist. Good morning, DJ Sound Chaser. Welcome.
Hey, Victoria. Oh, good morning.
Sound Chaser.
Hey, I was calling to let you know that Pat's going to do the meals tomorrow.
Oh, Lacey.
Because I don't think
yeah, about those meals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sound Chaser a round of applause. He's out there working and listening to Zeus. Yeah, he's out there listening to Zeus. He was in a bunker, absolutely, Alex. All right, good morning, Brother Attacking. Good morning, Tree. Nice to see you. Buchanan, I see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Marquez.
Hey.
Welcome to the kingdom.
Welcome.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day out here sifting through lies and misinformation.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you, so I get told that I'm a leftist a lot. I don't really identify as one. So I'm actually going to hang out here for a while and figure out if that's a category I belong into.
Oh. Who's telling you, first of all, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. That's what my mom used to tell me. Okay. Now, who is out here labeling you anything?
Some angry conservatives that we know.
You gotta listen. Whenever they have their name and you see their name on TikTok and it says something conservative or conservative something, you always gotta watch out for them. Okay, because they tend to be what one of the panelists has said is what the Bible refers to as the scribes and those Pharisees. You know, judge not yet ye be judged type of folks. Okay, you got to watch out for them. Okay, because they will sit here and you see the poll numbers. They say if Donald Trump is convicted of any crimes, we're still going to vote for him. Even now, he's being indicted. His poll numbers are going through the roof. Okay, and he's grifting at a level he's never been able to grift before. And these are the folks that are supporting him. Okay. Now,
yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Do you find it, especially right now where we're at, do you find it hard to get them to at least be reasonable and tell the truth?
Um, like out of anger, yes, because I speak their language at times. They don't like it, but they don't realize that I'm mirroring them,
Mm,
which is interesting because it depends.
right.
Like it depends on the personal interaction. So like for some of them, I will give the common courtesy given, and then for
Mm-hmm.
others, I give the energy that is given. So they don't
Mm,
like that, and I think that's very interesting, nonetheless. But it's also to say that people are people, and
mm-hmm.
that golden rule concept: treat
Right.
people as you want to be treated.
Right.
So it's
They tend to struggle with that, right?
I noticed on the right conservative side, yes. And there's actually an interesting guy I want to introduce you to. His name is Super Solid,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a pretty compelling perspective of how the right has been infiltrated with fascists.
Oh, oh, you don't say. Well, listen, hold on. All are welcome. All are welcome in the kingdom, okay? Because what we want to do is make sure we get the truth out here because we understand that the truth will set you free ultimately. And if you don't want to face the truth, guess what? You end up getting smacked with it.
Yeah, and
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, yes. Now, listen, Brother
as much
Marquis,
as
I got to bring up our next panelist, but listen, hang in there and keep fighting the good fight, okay? It don't matter
yeah,
what they call you, it's what you choose to answer to. Fair
I
enough.
did want to, yeah, absolutely. I did want to bring up a candidate that I'm like 90% now voting for by the
Okay.
name of Jasmine Sherman, and I wanted to know eventually could we go over their platform?
Well, listen, anything is possible, but I would have to go deep diving into it. You know what we do over here. My primary objective is to make sure we hold the folks on the right and Donald J. Trump accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. But listen, if there is truth in there, we can review it. Fair enough. Jasmine Sherman.
Cool.
All
Yep.
right, and I think I remember Jasmine as a matter of fact. So yes, I might have to dive into that. Fair enough.
All right.
All
Later.
right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Marquis a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box, ladies and gentlemen, and tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, moving on to our next guest, our next panelist. Oh my gosh, we got a few more left and then we are out of here. Yes. Well, I thought they were going to come up, Karen. I thought you were coming up, but I guess it didn't work. Trump is the devil. He really is. He really is. All right, next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Next panelist. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. I saw you, Karen. I guess you could send another request if for some reason didn't connect us. Ruben, good morning. How are you doing, my brother?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you very well. What brings you to the kingdom this morning?
Oh, just, watching what the Republicans have been doing on C-SPAN, which actually has more relevance now. I think that they've turned C-SPAN into a soap opera channel now. They have everything you'd ever want out of a soap opera. They got.
How did they do
Well,
that?
I mean, you have the Republicans infighting with each other.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You have the
and Lauren
Republicans
Boebert?
infighting with themselves. They can't agree. Oh, yeah, which is like, wow, this is interesting television. Then you have this vote on Adam Schiff, which makes 0 sense when you vote for somebody for doing their job and you're going to vote against them.
Right.
Not that Adam Schiff is my favorite person, but I haven't seen where he's done anything wrong.
Right.
So I think we all see where they're going here. They're just looking for, I think McCarthy's just trying to hold on to his seat, and he's trying to appease these screaming banshees that he has in his group.
Wow.
And there's no way he can keep them happy. He just can't keep them happy. You can give them one thing, they want something else. It's like little kids looking for candy.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe them, right? And they're obsessed with just promoting lies and misinformation and being caught being hypocrites. It's almost as if their sole function now is to destroy the country. Now, do you think
and get whatever money they can get in their pockets before they get voted out.
Oh, so it's about money, is what you're saying?
Well, part of it is.
Do you think that the Republican Party can be salvaged, though? Be honest. There's still
At this current rate, no. Whether we see it in our generation or not, I really can't tell you. Maybe 30 years from now, possibly.
Because there are a lot of people that I know, real good friends of mine. They're traditional Republicans. They call themselves Reagan Republicans, right? And their hope is that they could split the Red Sea. All right. Do you think that that could happen and they get rid of the MAGA and get back to what they used to be? Or do you think that's a lost cause? Is that like mopping the ocean?
In a way, it is. What I do like, this is the favorite thing I think Donald Trump did. He brought all this ugliness to the surface. It's not underneath anymore. We can see them now. Now it's time to clean them up. And they're right. Maybe they can get rid of these people in their party. The problem is they're so deep into them and they're asking for so much of their support to get voted in that they can't let them go. So they're kind of stuck with this redheaded stepchild that they created. And there's no way for them to get rid of it.
Wow. Yeah. This is what they're stuck with. And you know what? Maybe when Trump gets convicted, it'll start, right? Or do you think that won't help?
We can hope.
We can hope.
I think it'll help short term, but I still think they have a deep term problem that they're never going to get rid of. And they screwed themselves, basically.
They screwed themselves. Oh, why? Well, listen, that's a very interesting point, and I'll have to look into that a little more as well. But you know what? I got to move it on to our next panelist before I wrap this show up, my brother, all right? Now.
All right, have a good day.
All right, you two, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Ruben a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Don't worry. I know. A lot of people want to come up and say something before we get up out of here, and we will hear from them. But let's keep it short and sweet because Zeus does have to run. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning? Long time no see.
Doing pretty good.
Yes. What brings you to the kingdom? There's a lot of misinformation floating out here, a lot of hypocrisy floating around, and a lot of shame. Is there any of that you would like to speak to?
Yes, indeed. I'm so tired of seeing the Republicans put that they only found 101 classified documents. Surely that can't be a problem. But the truth is they found over 325 classified documents, and 150 of those were marked sensitive.
What?
So that just adds to, the distort, deflect, and deny. But I added a couple of other things on there.
Triple D, I like it.
They minimize and project as well. I mean, that's the same tactic over and over and over again.
Minimizing and project. And they project it onto the Democrats, don't they? And the rest of the Americans that don't go along with them. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But they call themselves Christians.
Yeah. Well, my mother said that my grandmother told me that the Christians sang the old rugged cross while there were lynchings and burnings going on. So much for Christianity.
Oh, facts. And that's shame. That's shame.
Don't you think it's interesting that now the leaders of the GOP are now suddenly concerned about what they say is a two-tiered justice system?
Yeah.
I wonder when they figured that out.
They didn't say
And we've been
anything.
knowing that for a long time, and it's probably more like 3, you think, if you throw in class.
Hey, man. Tell 'em. They don't. You dropping a lot of truth bombs this morning. Yeah, yeah. We've been known that, police could be corrupt and crooked. We've been known that. Don't come to us in 2023. This is what they do, right? Karen, the police
Right.
are corrupt.
Now
Did you
they're
know?
all concerned. Really?
Yeah,
Okay. So,
don't come to me talking about that now. It's too late. That ship has already sailed.
mhm. I
Mhm.
love how they minimize, though, the whole thing with Hunter
Man.
Biden. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. He got
Yeah.
misdemeanors, people,
Mhm. Yeah.
and they're still talking about it.
hmm Like they
But
ain't
they
got
didn't
nothing
say
else
a
to do.
doggone thing about Trump's children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. And the weaponizing
Also,
of the
yes, Donald J. Trump's children could also be charged with crimes because the door is now open. You get Hunter, well, don't stop with him. Don't stop with
that was
him. Take that microscope and look at Don and Ivanka and Jared with the same amount of scrutiny. Don't hold back. Because listen, we are a nation of law and order, right? All right, Sister Karen, I gotta move it on. All right. Now you're doing
thank you.
okay. You're doing okay, right?
Yes.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Okay, well, listen, you keep up the good work and keep spreading that truth out there.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome,
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Sister Karen a round of applause. You hear me? Oh my goodness. Let's bring up Brother Attacking. Ladies and gentlemen, Attacking, what do you got for us?
Oh my God.
Oh yes, we're back in the kingdom. What's up?
So our 3-time GED high school dropout, Lauren Boebert, is on the House floor talking about impeaching Joe Biden, saying that in 2023 that because of the open borders, 123 people that were on the terrorist watch list have been caught. I'm sorry. I think that's a good thing.
Right. She just doesn't get it, does
How
she?
dare the Border Patrol catch people?
They're doing their job.
I mean, it's kind of like MTG saying under Donald Trump, 4,000 pounds of fentanyl in 2020 were caught, and in 2021, 11,280 pounds of fentanyl was caught and stopped, seized at the border under Biden. Oh
Right.
my God! Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. From 4,000 pounds to 11,000 pounds. Yeah, they're stopping it.
Ah, exactly. Attacking. It's almost like they don't get it.
No, they don't. Doing good is bad. Doing Trump stuff is good.
Right. When will they finally stop it? Do you think they'll ever stop this? Or do
No,
you
here we go. You got Hunter Biden being investigated for 5 years, pled guilty for not paying taxes, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But because it's Joe Biden's son, they're thinking it's favoritism. But yet, and making money for working, not in the government, but working as a civilian, getting jobs. But yet, Ivanka Trump could work for daddy, get 26 trademarks between 2017 and 2019, working in the government, working for her daddy, and getting a private meeting with the leader of China. And they don't care about that, which goes against the Emoluments Clause of the United States Constitution. Jared Kushner gets $2 billion right after getting out of the White House and had a meeting the week before Donald Trump left office with with the Saudi Arabia prince in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Hold on, I ain't done. Donald J. Trump signs a $4 billion agreement using his brand on buildings and golf courses in Saudi Arabia, in Omar.
Wow.
$4 billion. Oh, by the way, Donald J. Trump wanted to give the nuclear information to Saudi Arabia while he was president, but he was talked down and out of it from generals and people who knew better. But no, Hunter Biden didn't. He made money. Oh, and how dare he sell paintings? Oh, my God. How dare you?
Wow. An artist. This is what they do to an artist who just so happens to be the son of the president, right? They subject him to the nastiest witch hunt in American history.
Right, and you have the
happens to a
Republicans saying they don't know if the recordings are legit. They don't have documents on Joe Biden receiving any money. His taxes don't show that he's received any money. But he's the big guy. They know it, but they don't have proof that he's anybody receiving any money. Oh, but let's forget Donald J. Trump. Let's not get him. He's done this. He's done that. He's got 71 indictments from 2 different states.
Wow. Have they said anything about that? Are they shouting, shame or anything about Donald Trump?
Yeah, they're yelling shame. They're yelling shame on the government holding a criminal accountable.
Wait,
shame on the government.
Jennifer's asking, why is it a witch hunt? They have his laptop from hell. What do you say about that?
Hunter Biden's laptop?
Yeah.
You mean the Hunter Biden laptop that Trump's team had for 15 months while they were still in office?
Right, that one.
The one that they had for 15 months and didn't do anything about?
Right.
The one that everybody keeps complaining about, but it's gone through more hands than Stormy Daniels?
Right.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, we got to also break this news to you, Jennifer. Hunter Biden's attorney, if you haven't known, he gave an interview yesterday and he said the prosecutors, they never asked him about it during this whole thing. So there is no laptop.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that Jack Smith? Play it.
Jack Smith. He's deranged.
Jack Smith filed new papers. He's releasing all information in regards to this to Trump's team. I got the 6-page filing last night. I pulled it up.
Well, there's information about what type of evidence Jack Smith will or has released, right? Because a lot of these people are out here still confused about whether or not this is a strong case. Could you at least list some of the evidence that came out in discovery?
Well, they didn't put any evidence in this filing that he just did. He just
this is something new.
Yeah, just filed yesterday.
Is this the one where they're saying that his attorneys got access to discovery?
Yeah, right? They're giving all the information. People have talked to the grand jury, who are going to be witnesses against Donald J. Trump.
Right,
they're going to be they're giving them all that information. This way here, they can't say they're not getting the product. So they're giving, Jack Smith is doing preventative maintenance, kind of like in a car. He's doing it ahead of time, giving, here, you want this? You got it. This way you can't claim anything bad.
Yeah. And so there's evidence of crimes, right?
Yeah, there's evidence of crime.
Let me ask you one last question before I bring up our next guest. And I got to start adding this question to my other questions that I have. Have you ever hid boxes in your bathroom before? In the shower too?
Only when I was a teenager, because I had Playboy and all those magazines that I shouldn't have had, and I didn't want my mom to find it.
You were guilty, right? Only a guilty person would hide boxes in their bathroom.
Or somebody who didn't want to get whipped by the bell.
Thank you. And that must have been a long time ago. Oh my gosh.
That was a long time. It was so long ago, belts weren't even invented yet.
Oh!
That's how old I am. That's how old I am.
Listen, brother attacking, I gotta bring up our next panelist.
Bring up your next guest, Zeus.
It was nice checking in with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brother attacking, give him a round of applause. All right. April, greetings. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Zeus?
I'm all right. Another day in the kingdom. Listen, I know you're a very busy person. I'm so honored you're here. What matters would you like to address with the kingdom?
Oh, I would love to talk about what the Republicans has been talking about for a year. Waiting on the Durham report. Been waiting on John Durham hearings.
Oh.
And I'd love to remind y'all that John Durham said there was actual evidence to show the FBI had cause to investigate this. So it's not a weaponization.
Wow.
It's not a weapon. I mean, this is crazy, Zeus.
Yeah.
I'm just going by what Trump says.
Wow. The criminal Trump, right?
Yeah, and then you even had Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, the wonderful Matt, big head, forehead Matt Gaetz. You even had him calling out Durham because he was speaking truth instead of going along with the Republicans.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Tell the truth? Take the
Tell
oath?
the truth. Tell the truth. It's such and John Durham absolutely went along with Mueller. And he did find where Russia interfered in the 2016 election. He absolutely found it. I know it's hard for people to read the Mueller report, you know, or to even go back and watch portions of the hearing. It's just, I'm just upset that the stuff, Zeus, is right in front of their face, and they're still refusing to do anything about it, to go research, to go look it
Cut it
up.
out, Jennifer. Listen. Some people are out here saying you're lying, April. What do you have to say to those folks?
Go watch the hearing. Come to my live. I showed actual clips.
Yeah. Go to April's live if you think
I'm not
she's
just
telling
spouting.
lies.
I'm not just spouting stuff. If you want to see it and I can bring it up, I will show you on the spot. I don't just say it out of my mouth if I have not got the facts. And that's all I expect out of people. If they come into my life, prove what you're saying.
Prove
That's
it.
all it takes. Prove it. Not just the rhetoric coming out of Marjorie Taylor Greene,
That doesn't
Jim
count.
Gordon, Lauren
Nope.
Bobart.
That don't count.
That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
Exactly.
You have no proof.
Thank you.
So
Don't
I
be
will
a puppet.
show.
Don't be a puppet for Donald Trump like Nancy Pelosi called out several members yesterday. Please don't do it.
Yeah, and we've got to remind people, and I'm working on something now that I'm doing a little bit of research on.
Okay.
Zeus, it's the
Right.
I'm sorry, the QAnon and the evangelical connection.
Oh.
So I'm working on that now, and I'm gonna be working on.
Please invite Zeus. Please invite Zeus to the QAnon and evangelical connection, okay? Because that right there is going to be probably one of the biggest disruptions on TikTok that I've ever witnessed. We know they're out here serving a false god, but at the same time professing themselves to be Christians.
Absolutely, and do you know that 37% evangelicals are part of QAnon?
What?
37%. That's
wow.
And it may be more now because this was a 2021 statistic.
I'm done.
So I've not seen the. I mean, it's they want to see the end of the world so soon that they're throwing, any reason that the earth is more or less exploding,
Wow.
And so I'm really diving deep into this and doing all kinds of research and reading and all. It's amazing the connection between, the QAnon and the evangelicals.
It's out of this world. And listen, in this live, it won't be tolerated. You cannot serve God and mammon. Read your Bibles, folks. All right, Miss April.
All right. I'm sorry, Zeus, but one more thing. I'd like to ask everyone in the comments. When did we lose respect for the office, for the Capitol, for our representatives? Why are we allowing these people to act like that in our house? Why are we allowing this, calling Lord Adam's Schiff? That's ridiculous. Next is going to be Eric Swalwell. Anybody that stands up to them and tells the truth, they want to get rid of. It's ridiculous. Let's vote better, people. Good gracious, we got another year of this. Now, come on, we got to vote better.
Thank you. I completely agree, April. I completely agree. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to bring up our next guest, but listen, I'm going to definitely be tuning into your next great live. All right.
Thank you, Zeus. Have a great evening. It's not evening yet.
No, it's not evening. It's still morning, but it feels like it, right?
It does. Have a good one.
All right, you two, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful April. All right, and our last guest for the day, and then I gotta get up out of here. The beautiful Shay. Welcome.
Hey. I was happy to see you on because I kind of slept in this morning. I was like, oh, I missed Zeus's show. And then I was like, oh, no, he's on. Yay.
Yes. Attacking kept me on longer than I expected. So you should thank him, honestly, because, normally I shut it down.
Yes.
And
gosh, I'm waking up reading all this stuff.
Yes.
It's so funny. I'm going to do some posts. I just found it hilarious that Donald Trump is freaking out over on Truth Social.
Oh, he is. That's music to my ears. What's he saying over there?
Well, he got all the what's it called? The stuff from Jack Smith yesterday. He got
wasn't it a treat?
Oh my goodness. He got the list of witnesses and they're testing what they're going to testify in the trial, and he is screaming, Congress, save me. Save me.
That's his last help. Last hope.
Yeah, he knows. And then, of course, hasn't he said several times that he has taken those documents, that he took them, and they're his, and all of that?
Tell him, Shay.
Admitted on several interviews that he had the right to take them, that they're declassified, that they're his.
He did.
And now that he knows what Jack Smith has on him, he's screaming, it was planted. They planted them.
Oh, this part.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take...
No, this part.
Did the FBI do that? Because they also did something where they put documents all over the floors and they took pictures?
Yeah. All of a sudden now he's going back to the planting, right? Because this all broke out.
Right.
There's nothing there. Then they planted them, but then he took them because he can. And he is desperate. He is scared. He's freaking out. Yeah. And he thinks that Congress is going to do something for him. They can't. Watch how they handle everything. They can't even impeach Joe Biden. They get 2 or 3 votes total out of their 220 Congress.
Right.
They're sitting there censoring. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Thank you. That is pretty neat. I like that.
I do too. I haven't seen that one. They're sitting there censoring Adam Schiff because he is just poignant and directive and intelligent and all of that. And as you watch Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert do a cat fight, and you remember when they're electing Kevin McCarthy, there's a boyhood fight on the House floor. This is what these people are doing. I mean, what have they passed?
They called each other the B. Didn't she call her the B word or something? Marjorie called Boebert the B word. I said, is this the role model for the next generation?
That's what I'm saying. She hated that Lauren Boebert, put the articles of impeachment because she's like, I own that. Like, that's my shenanigans. Like, you can't follow in my shoes. That's my thing. Like, you can just watch the video of them. You can tell it's pretty. I mean, this is what's going on, people. Supposedly the house of, family values. Meanwhile, marriages are breaking up all over the place. They're having affairs with their husbands. I mean, come on, wake up.
Listen.
Wake up. It is so sad. Exactly, George. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't get it. And what have they done? By this point, the Democrats passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill. They passed the PACT Act. They passed the CHIPS Act. I mean, what are they doing? What are they doing for the American people?
Not a thing.
Are they doing anything to fix the inflation, which is coming down anyway? Are they doing anything? Have they passed an immigration bill?
Nope.
They're so concerned about the border. Oh my God, the border.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard much about the border. What I am hearing about, though, is what Ron DeSantis has done to the state of Florida has been bad for a lot of Republicans and a lot of citizens out there because of him targeting immigrants. What a shame.
Tea Drinker was out there yesterday, and he was in Florida yesterday. He took pictures of construction sites. He said they're empty. I mean, you can see all the construction material just laying there. Looks like it's been laying there for weeks.
Wow.
And there's nobody working on these construction sites. I mean, it's awful. Talk to the agriculturalists in Florida. I mean, this is not good, what DeSantis is doing. It's not good. It makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. You complain about the economy. Meanwhile, you just disrupt the entire infrastructure of the economy.
And then he's going to blame it on Joe Biden. We know what's coming.
Of course.
Yeah, we're not going to fall for it.
Yeah, I know. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic, Republicans, what you're doing. It's pathetic. And the last thing I want to say is, have you seen the Hollywood star? He has the star on the Walk of Fame or whatever it is. Donald Trump does. Trump has a star, right, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Have you seen what they did to it?
No, what did they do to it?
Oh my God. I wish I could show you the picture, but you'll have to pull it up and show people.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Pull it up. It's hilarious. So his Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah, they didn't. They put a bunch of boxes, a toilet, a bathtub.
Lord.
They put a bunch of boxes marked classified. And classified all over on his Hollywood Walk of Fame.
It's quite fitting, if you to say the least, right?
I just started laughing. Y'all go look it up. It's hilarious. Whoever did that, I mean, somebody needs to.
These folks have a great sense of humor. I got to give it to them. I really do.
And did you hear about the wax statue in San Antonio? The Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. So they have a wax model of 45. They said they had to take it off the floor because people kept punching it.
That's hilarious. Listen, I gotta wrap it up. All right.
And also, he went from 63% support within the GOP. It's down to 47%. So he is losing his lead. Yeah, he's losing his lead, which I figured would happen. It'll keep coming down. I mean, people are tired of the BS, and as they see it, they understand. Like, okay, this isn't good. But I'm gonna let you go, my friend. Thank you so much. I just wanted to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Shay a round of applause. She came in the box, hit it out the park, bam! That's all I ask is you come in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. It's not that hard. If you're living the truth, it shouldn't be that hard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do got to run, but before I wrap it up, I do have to check in with my good friend Poker Dad, who I am pretty sure has a lot of kind words to say to Zeus this morning. Greetings, Poker Dad.
Good morning, Zeus.
Yeah.
I have some unofficial breaking news.
Really?
Yes.
Okay,
I believe I just had a Jack Smith sighting.
Really?
Yes.
Where? You saw Jack Smith?
I took a trip over to Trump Force One. It looked like Jack Smith was putting a boot on Trump Force One.
Jack Smith.
Wow! So you're telling me
Trump Force One has a boot sitting on the front wheel right now.
Really? Poker Dad, don't come in here and start getting me all excited, all right? Listen, come on. Lies and misinformation will not be tolerated in the kingdom.
Why would this be misinformation? I literally just drove by Trump Force One, and there's something on the front of the wheel, on the front wheel.
Do you have photos?
I can get photos for you. You want photos? I'll get photos for you.
Yeah.
Maybe I've sent you photos. I've sent you photos of Trump Force One before.
You have, but I want this photo in particular because if it's true, when I go live tomorrow, I will be showing this kind of action and activity that Jack Smith is engaged in. Nothing would make the kingdom happier than to see Trump Force One with a boot on it, right? Come on, folks, right?
All it is a lock that's on the front wheel, but
don't pull our leg now.
All it is a wheel lock on the front wheel. That's all it is. But it just made me think of putting a boot on Trump Force One.
Oh, okay. So you got jokes this morning. I got it. Fair enough. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let your imagination take advantage of you in this case. He might have a boot. Where is he going, really? He has nowhere to go. Trump has nowhere to go except for to the courthouse.
He's still trying to clean up the flood where all of his servers are.
That mysterious flood in his storage room. Can I ask you one more question, though? Have you ever had boxes in your bathroom, Poker Dad?
I can't say I have. That would seem a bit odd.
And what do you think Trump's defense for that would possibly be? Is there a good defense that you think, oh, I saw it out there in the comments section. Never mind. Someone already said it's staged. Do you think the FBI would do that? Because Trump has been around here saying this, right? Listen.
Did the FBI do that? Because they also did something where they put documents all over the floors and they took pictures.
Do you think the FBI would do that?
Under those circumstances, no, I do not think that they would do that.
So you think this is pretty much overwhelming evidence that Trump was trying to hide these documents, right?
Yes. I think it's an absolute that Trump was being very sloppy and messy.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. He was being sloppy and messy. Well, listen, Poker Dad, Zeus does have to run and tend to other affairs. It was so nice to check in with you. And by the way, I saw that comment you put out there about the economy is not doing good for small businesses, and you were talking about Biden. We'll have to talk about that.
Well, that seems like you were taking that a bit personal, sir.
Oh, I took it personal.
Did I mention Biden in any comment?
Yeah.
But what I will say is all these wonderful things that you are glowing about when it comes to the economy, are half truths. Don't blame it on me. You want me to come in here and lie? You want me to come in here live?
They're booing you, Poker Dad. Cut it out. Everything that I'm saying is the truth in this live, because all forms of lies and misinformation aren't tolerated. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is proof that Poker Dad has got it wrong this time. All right.
We'll have that conversation.
We'll have that conversation. All right. Well, I gotta run. Okay. And it was nice to check in with you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Poker Dad a round of applause. And it is now time for us to depart, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, stay safe out there, and stay away from all forms of lies and misinformation. Until next time.
Scoot August, the most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am. Have a great day.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus.
Thank you.
with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flying in an ego, I got red on me too. Took a long time to get here. You living like a bum, get away from me. I got money on my mind, I can't leave it up to you. I can't hang around with you, you fall in love too quick. You a high risk, mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you playing with the dead. Time to let me speak the truth. Yeah, grab your boots. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm looking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm looking like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus. He's deranged. You cool till I pull up like Zeus. He's deranged. I'm in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let me speak the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Tried to be patient, but you had to like a fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that you choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move. Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. I stand when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, oh my God, call me Zeus. Yeah, you know about me.
I appreciate it.
You're wild.
I do like to get wild and my brother.
Thelma on the beat, getting hard like Bruce. Lauren Reed on the beat. Better call it true, ladies and gentlemen.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Lindsay on the beat like Zeus. Hello on the beat like Zeus. RMC on the beat. Yeah, you heard about 3. I see you. Tina, I see you. Bertha. Yeah, ladies. It's me, Jack Smith. It's Zeus.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. Did the FBI do that? Because they also did something where they put documents all over the floor so they took pictures. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump